The screen looks so. Hey everyone. Who keeps coming on first and then it seems to just disappear? Okay, I'll give it a few more minutes. Oh, it's busy. I need to turn on the app. Hey, one person. Go ahead and give me the thumbs up in the chat as you enter the room. It'll be much appreciated. So hit the thumbs up if you can. Thank you. Who's on here? Come in and say hey, say hello. So I know who I'm talking with. Hey, two people. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up as you enter the room. Admission is free. Doesn't cost nothing. What the? Sleep off. I just okay. Turned off the alarm. Okay, two people in the room. Thank you very much. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Much appreciated. And say hello in the chat so I know who I'm talking to. Only person I know who will come on this early in the day would be, let me guess. Lynn, you in here doing your due? Thank you, three people. Go ahead and enter the room. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll start my commentary. And right now I'm eating some organic strawberries, oatmeal with some almond milk. I forgot to put the dang chia seeds, a little bit of chia seeds. Hey, Dorian. Are you listening in the background? Oh, you probably at work. I know you. I did read your message yesterday for the text. I'll call you later on to discuss it. I don't want to discuss it here. But anywho. So let me start. Oh, two people dropped off. Okay. Well, y'all just have to catch the replay. So anyway, I'm sitting here and I said, let me go on live, take me a little small break. Hey, Sharky. Oh, okay. Much appreciated. I know some of y'all circumstances. Some of y'all at work, you're listening, which I appreciate. Some of y'all looking at me on the TV. So just trying to get a gauge in terms of who I'm talking to. So anyway, as y'all may know, the Jada Will Smith debacle, and it's been all over YouTube. It seems like people, even people with large, huge channels, Stephen A. Smith, I don't know if anyone knows about sports, even he had a take on it. Stephen A. Smith, he usually goes, he's on not ESPN, Sports Center, not Sports Center, one of those channels, and he mostly speaks about sports commentary and things that goes on in NFL or NBA. And he's this black guy, loud, and so he even had a talk about Jada and Will Smith. I mean, I was sleeping, and I listened to YouTube when I go to bed, even throughout the day, to be honest, because I don't have no regular TV, I don't have cable or nothing of the sort. So I was like, what? And he said a lot. He said some very good points. And then she was on um the Huda, whatever that show is on TV. I don't even watch TV. She was on there initially, not Good Morning America, one of those shows, whatever, right? So then I started seeing her on other major YouTube channels, and she was on this one channel. It was this white guy. I don't know his name, Howell or something or whatever. And then she was on this other black guy's channel. He's from England, British. And I'm not talking about she was on these other insignificant YouTube channels on the interviewing, but she was basically on a lot of Jada, I'm talking about, was on main platforms promoting her book. So in promoting her book, more and more people was focusing on her marriage with Will Smith and how they were separated for since 2016. But when I was listening and watching the YouTube channels on these two major YouTubers, and she was speaking more about her book and her life, but more people was focusing on demonizing her, saying she's a narcissist. She's narcissist. She's just a drama and just wants attention, and that she's fake and all the other stuff. And I was like, okay. And she's spilling her family tea and all that kind of stuff. I was like, first of all, it wasn't so much tea being spilled. And she didn't lie about the relationship with Will Smith. So I don't understand why people are getting this, getting on this uproar. And they're focusing more on she's not a victim. And their marriage is a lie and everything else. I was like, first of all, a lot of people get into relationships, stay in relationships, stay married, put up a front, or whatever their reason of staying together, that's their business. And to say that she's capitalizing and marketing and making money from making money by going out there spilling the tea, I just don't agree with that, because when this one, I wish I could, let me see. I don't want to promote this person's channel because he has like 1 million subscribers. And, but that interview with this particular British guy, if you go just put in Jada Pickett Smith, and I know what it was. The YouTube channel was inside of a mind of a millionaire or inside of a mind of a billionaire, one of them. So that was the most complete and the most thorough interview ever. And it started to make sense. So when she came on there, and she was speaking about her life and how she grew up in Baltimore. How she started out in Hollywood and her relationship with Tupac Shakur. It started to make sense because one thing was that when I remember, Jada, when she was out a different world and set it off, and quite a few movies. Even I saw on Facebook the Red Table Talk with her mother and her daughter. But one thing that I found that was interesting about Jada Pickett, because I would say, dang, she's rough. She was from Baltimore. I mean, she grew up like in the streets in a sense of her mother. You wouldn't, if you see her mother now, if you see Taper Talk, you see her mother now, she looks very refined. You wouldn't think that her mother was a heroin addict and down in the, I mean, really like low, low. She must have cleaned up very well in those 20 years of recovery. I'm talking about her mother, that is. But Jada, when she was growing up, she grew up in that type of environment. You know, it was very rough. She, if you remember seeing her in the role of a different world, and even when she was temporarily on that Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and she was kind of rough. She was like, "Yo, what's up?" That's how she was. That's how she was. So when she spoke about her relationship with Tupac Shakur, I didn't know that they grew up together. I'm talking about when they were in high school. She knew him when they used to go to this must be this performing arts academy in Baltimore, and that's how she met Tupac Shakur. She was like, "Who's this big peanut head?" and this, and they were somewhat of the same fabric, you know, and that's how they met. They knew each other since they were high school, 17, very young. She didn't just meet him when she started making movies and all that stuff, and when they was in Poetic Justice and stuff. They knew each other way before they were even in Hollywood. And she had said in her, um, I didn't read her book. I don't know. I may get her book. I'm gonna have to see. I may have to buy it because a lot of people say I'm not buying that mess. He's a liar. Blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. But when she was talking about her life growing up, and her mother was an addict. She didn't know her father. Um, when she did meet her father, he said he couldn't be a father to her because he was strung out on drugs and everything else. So she basically um, grew up in a very unstable environment all her life. And not to say it's an excuse about what's going on or what people may say about her, about she's what is this the word they use? Masculating her man, her husband, and this and and people felt that she got on stage when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, you know, people say, "Oh, that must have been staged," or now you know why it happened. And he said, get my wife's name out your mouth." Supposedly, when people knew they were separated. It just became such a shock to people about they were separated since 2016. They didn't get divorced; they got separated. She made a promise, or they made a promise they would not get divorced. A lot of people stay in marriages that they don't want to be in, but they stay together for whatever reason, for the kids, financial, whatever. So you can't blame her entirely for that whole entire thing about how she used Will Smith. Will Smith is a grown man. He can make his own decisions. You know, I'm quite sure that he has some things and some mess to cover up too, for sure. But to say that, why is she bringing up all this stuff? She had this tour talking about her life. The majority of things that I got from the interview, from the people that she interviewed with, was speaking about mental health. Um, yeah, that's basically just she was speaking of. She was speaking of mental health, and she even spoke about how she was gonna on the verge of suicide, and how she was gonna plan it, how she was gonna do it. That was like, she was saying she was gonna drive her car over the cliff and stage it in a way where it would look like it was an accident and everything else. And I was kind of like profound about it. But the main thing that I got from the point when she was speaking about her relationship with Tupac Shakur was that they had more of a brother sister relationship. They fought, you know, things like that. And I could see how, her being so rough and so, yo, what's up? That, how Tupac Shakur and they grew up in Baltimore. Now, I'm not trying to stereotype people from Baltimore being rough. I know Shelly Shaw, I know you from Baltimore, but, you know, there's certain part of Baltimore that's kind of, a little bit, and I've drove through Baltimore and I know exactly if, how it could be. And I mean, ain't no difference than any inner city like the Bronx and Harlem and, you know, back in the days. But when she spoke about how she was really into the, I don't want to say gang life because I don't want to, y'all have to look at the video. Just put her name in there and you'll see her be interviewed with this light skinned British guy. It was very good. I really enjoyed his channel. I'm not going to promote the channel because I don't know the name, but he's pretty good. He has over 1 million subscribers. He's not no regular content creator, so he's I don't know what he is. I need to do some more research about who this person is, but but he interviews a lot of big people, names, famous people that come across his channel from different aspects and businesses and things of that nature. So that interview she was with this particular guy, black guy, light skin, I can't remember his name, but he is known. British. He's pretty good. But she spoke about when they met, when they was in the high school, this academy, and how he proposed. I believe he proposed to Jada for marriage, but for whatever reason, it didn't. They didn't get married for whatever. But she was by. She regret not. They had this big fight. She spoke about. They had this big fight, big argument with Tupac, and she then said, I'm not going to talk to you. I ain't talking to you. And before she could, then she realized, the small matters of fighting, they didn't matter. But next thing you know, he got shot, he got killed. She went to the hospital, but by the time she got there, it was too late. It was too late. And then she lost, it's one of these actresses in the film set it off that she lost her friend as well. I can't remember the friend's name, who she said it was. So when she lost Tupac and he died, and they had the last thing that came out was they had a big falling out argument, and it was too late. I mean, that will and that will really be a sink in your mind for something like that to happen. You know, so people need to think about um they said, well, I don't know why he'd been dead for 20 something years. Why is she still holding on the torch? And she married Will Smith and she just wants his money and this and that or whatever. That's just ridiculous. Because number one, she didn't get she decided got when she got married with Will Smith. It wasn't that long ago that Tupac had died. He was, you know, she had her own money. It wasn't like millions and millions and millions like Will Smith have, but she had her own career. It wasn't she wasn't no, top notch actress, but I mean she did okay for herself. So when Tupac died, she said how she bought a farm and bought some land and somewhere in Maryland or something like that. And Will Smith called her and said, are you seeing anybody? This and that, whatever. Okay, well, you seeing me now, you know? And so she dated Will Smith, whatever. Then got some kids. Will Smith, he wasn't. It wasn't that long ago that he got divorced from his first wife. You know, so when she spoke of her life, at that point, you make an agreement with someone and says, "Well, regardless of what happened, we're gonna stay together and we're not gonna get divorced." And and whoever made that agreement, I'm quite sure is way beyond just we don't get divorced. I'm quite sure that prenup and all the money involved if they got divorced would not be that would not be suitable for any of them, for none of those two. You know, I ain't trying to tell my personal family business, but my parents, my mother, she told me they filed for divorce. They never got divorced. It was still in the courthouse up in New York, filed with the paperwork. I remember my father told me, he was like, it's cheaper to keep her. My father knew. He was like, it's cheaper to keep her. So sometimes people stay together for whatever reason, financial, because of the kids, you know. Remember this movie? It was this movie with dang it, I don't know why I don't remember nothing. I know Michael Douglas and what's her name was in the movie. It was basically where these two people were married and they was went through hell. I'm gonna think of that movie. And rather than getting divorced, they all trying to kill each other. They put a red line between the house, split the house. You on this half, you on this other half. What is the name of that movie? Oh, I can't think of it. Anybody who think of it, tell me. Um, War of the Roses. That's what it was. War of the Roses. They said, they ain't got divorced, but they split that house in half. One lived on one side and one lived on the other side because both, and that's what it is. That's not normal. But what they did, but they would separate in 2016, and that's a false. And that's first of all, when you marriage, particularly when you have a lot of money involved, assets, everything else is a business. Uh-oh. Marriage is a business. No matter what anybody may not think. Yeah, it's about love and everything else, but the way how marriage is set up contractually is a business. So Bill Smith, big time blockbuster movie star, one of the biggest Hollywood people out there, for him to go through, he gets divorced, that would have been a mess. And they didn't live in California, and that's a whole thing too. When I do taxes and stuff, and there's a part of the tax law that even when I worked at the IRS, when it speaks about community property, community state, I talk about common law marriage, community property. California, New York, is in Texas and a couple other states. When it comes to community property and tax laws, it is a lot of money involved. It is a lot. So if if both of them come out and you on the red carpet and they's like, oh, they've been separated, but they was out there perpetrating, coming out there, um, showing up like they had a happy marriage. Ain't nobody said they were happy. Just because you see two people go somewhere together, go to the red carpet, go to the Emmys, go to the Grammys, sit there, whatever, and they have their family. Yes, part of that is PR. Part of that is you know there's a lot involved. There's a lot at stake about that. They have businesses together. They have production companies together, millions and millions. You know, produce movies, producers, executive producers. They invest in a lot of things. These people in Hollywood, we only see on the surface. Oh, that's what they got a TV show. Some of them have way more things behind the scenes that we may not know of, that we don't know of. You think that Will Smith and Jada Smith, that situation of them being separated for that long, they're not divorced, they separated. But that's a financial decision that one has to think about. When you have businesses and companies and you have stakeholders involved, you have other investors involved, your personal life can carry over to your business, your endorsements, all of those things. All of those things. Now, the only reason people make this such a big deal is because of the slap with Chris Rock. And his Chris Rock is just simple minded ass. He is reportedly that he asked Jada out on a date. You know, when they got separated, whatever the case may be. You know what? Will Smith probably went up there and keep my name. He been had this contentious and this big back behind the scenes of what's going on. I'm quite sure he was trying to mess with Jada. I want to go on a date with her. Chris Rock, he ain't smooth like that. I mean, you got a couple of money there and there, but he's not thug. He's not. He ain't one of those. Put it that way. If let me tell you, if Tupac was still alive and say the situation happened, they had a falling out, I ain't talking to you no more. And Jada turned around and did get married to Will Smith. And then years, years passed by, or whatever the case may be, and then they got separated. I'm quite sure because supposedly Tupac was engaged. He had a fiance when before he died. We got killed. He has a fiance, and she mentioned. I said, "What? Tupac had a fiance?" I was like, So he was already involved with someone at the time, but he was a fiance. He never married. He never married the fiance, but that's what she said in the interview. You know, so that caught me when she said that, and we don't know what would have happened if he was still married. If Tupac was still alive, and she went on to marry Will Smith. I'm quite sure she would be messing around with Tupac. Even to this day, I really believe that because I don't think Tupac would have. I don't think those two would have gotten married, but I think they would have still kept that strong bond relationship, and she might have stayed with him. she would have stayed with him. But then the marriage with terms of with Will Smith, mm-mm, he enjoyed himself. He responded back to the what she said about her book and about, you know, what she was saying about their marriage. He said, Will Smith is on a boat somewhere in the middle of some exotic island. And he's like, I didn't, he said, I didn't really know it was that extent. He knew to the extent she had some issues. I'm quite sure he knew she had some mental health issues to the point where she just couldn't deal with it. He probably couldn't deal with it and stayed with her, stayed with the relationship with the kids they had. But most importantly, Will Smith did not want to have two failed marriages. So he said, we're going to stay together regardless of what happened. We're going to stay together because Will Smith, he's a Scorpio just like me. His birthday is a day apart. We are like 2 days apart or something like that. And he's going to be 55 as well next month. And he's not going to be making any more blockbuster movies. He's not going to be in no starring roles or movies. He's just going to keep whatever money they have. They're going to keep it. They're going to let it grow, invest. He's getting up in age. Yeah, he could be a movie star at 60 something and be older. There's a lot of movies. There's a lot of actors who are still doing movies or were doing movies up in their twilight years. But the platform of how movies are being made and shown, and all that's changing. People are not going to the movies like that. They're not. These big, huge $1 million contracts are not going to be um, available. You know, so that's why the ones who are in Hollywood, you got to go beyond just being, I'm gonna play in a movie, I'm gonna be in this movie. That's why they have production. They have their own production company. They may not be like, big, huge compared to like, like Oprah. Well, Oprah sold her studio. She showed her, but she's still a billionaire. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot of decisions that I'm quite sure that have been made about them two staying together, because there's a lot of things that's at stake. You know, so since they were separated since 2016, he Will Smith, he ain't got to worry about, I'm gonna pay child support. All those kids are grown. For one, number two, you know, ain't nobody splitting half. Ain't nobody gonna walk away with half of the money. We don't never know. We never know. I'm quite sure that prenup was very strong about it. I'm quite sure it had more to do with that. I made a promise that we not gonna get divorced. Yeah, you didn't verbally make that promise. You put that in writing. In writing, here's our prenup in writing. We're not gonna get divorced. I'm quite sure that's the case. So you could separate. That don't mean she's still married. You could be separated. You go about your business. He go about his business. He do what he gonna do, and she gonna do what she gonna do. I'm quite sure if she wrote something in that book, oh, hey Sally, I ain't seen you in a billion years. Well, you know what? I think they had a prenup. How you gonna get married in California? If they got married in California, they got a prenup. Trust me. Ain't nobody worth that much money at the time. And being California, and don't have no prenup. I'm quite sure there's a prenup. We may not know about it, but only people who don't get no prenup are the ones who usually get married and ain't got no money. The regular folks. But when you get if you work millions and millions and millions of dollars like that, they got a prenup. I'm quite sure. If the only way how they ain't got no prenup is if they were maybe starting early in their career, and based upon um some of the things that people spoke about. I was listening to what's his name? He was being interviewed too, and I enjoyed that interview as well. It was Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon was interviewed by um, Diary of a Millionaire or Billionaire. I can't. That's the YouTube channel that she interviewed that I enjoyed with that black guy, with the British black guy interviewed. Nick Cannon, I heard his interview 2 weeks ago when he was on that show on YouTube, and it was very informative. And you get a lot of you get an understanding of why these people do the things they do. Nick Cannon got like 14, 15 kids. They ain't married none of the baby mamas except for Mariah Carey. And that was an interview. That was an interesting interview. But Nick Cannon was not discovered. He got a lot of influence from Will Smith. He said he thanked Will Smith for his career, what he took off. And he's told him when he started out, when Nick Cannon first started out, he thought he was doing something big and bought these expensive stuff. And Will Smith coached him about his money. And Will Smith told him, and he mentioned that. That's why I said I don't think Will Smith would got married and ain't had no prenup, especially when this is your second marriage. His second marriage, he got that prenup. He got it. Trust me. I'm telling you, they're not gonna get divorced. They didn't get divorced. They separated for those number of years, not because they ain't had no prenup. They separated because business. They separated because you know they probably had an open marriage. I really believe that. I also believe Will Smith was got a little sugar in him. I'm not gonna say he's a gay man, but I'm gonna say he's at least bisexual. I won't be surprised. And I think she is too. I think she was a lesbian. I really believe that. Not well, I guess I would say she's bisexual. I don't say that first. But I think I think they always had that open relationship from the get-go. But the thing that everybody's that on YouTube, they just harping on the same thing. She immaculated Will Smith, and the reason that they getting all wild up was because she slept with that young guy who was the friend of one of her sons, a family friend. And they say, oh, she took advantage of him. Maybe so. She may have taken advantage of him because she's older. She's the older woman, messing with a young guy, but he was not no minor. She didn't groom him. He was old enough. He was 20 something years old. And trust me, these 20-year-old guys, whatever, they get a little, they start smelling themselves and they feel that they will I don't want to say the word. They'll go around, they'll sleep with any older woman or man or whatever and get on heat. They act like a damn cat or dog in heat. And then as an older woman, you know what they say. When a woman gets a little, up in age, a certain age or whatever, the sexual peak of an older woman is let me see. Women get their sexual peak when they get older. A man, their sexual peak when they're young, 20s, somewhere about, I ain't gonna say 18. I'm gonna say more like maybe 20s. In their 20s, that's when they really be like, oh, I can lay it on you, And the reason why I say that is because I had a few couple of young guys approach me. Girl, you know, oh, you thick. I could lay it on you. I ain't want to be your husband. I just want to be, I know you need some you know, I had a couple of these black guys. I'm in Atlanta. I said, boy, think about it. You better get out of my face. I'm old enough to be your aunt. I don't say mother, but I said, I said, you old enough, you know how old I am? And they be like 40 something, I'm 50 something. They talk about 40 something. I said, oh, that's a compliment. I look younger than my age. But shoot, but they know that I'm older. They know some of these young guys, they'll push it. They really would. They'd be like, well, I can lay it on you. I'm quite sure I could lay it on you too. But I got my morals. I wouldn't dare go with no one if I'll be 55 next month. I cannot see myself going out with a 20 something. No, no. Just can't. I can't do it. I wouldn't do it. I don't care if I'm at my sexual peak. I would not go with no guy no 20s. Now, if they were like, I'm gonna say 35. I'll give it 35. 35, I'll probably be a cougar. I'll probably be a cougar. But I could tell you for sure, Jada going out with the with that young guy. The only thing that people saw it was so egregious was because not his age. I'm telling you, it is not. It's the fact that it was the friend, her son's friend. That's what made it. That's what made people all crazy in the uproar. But then, why in the hell would that be such a big thing when the fact of the matter is, men. I ain't saying all men, but men have been dating younger women and also mess with younger women who came into the household, whether they're supposed to be the nanny, the child's nanny, babysitter, even the child's friend. They'll mess around with the girl. I ain't talking about 16, 17. I'm talking about when they get of legal age. 21 and up. Because there's a whole nother term when someone's dating somebody who's a minor. And there's a whole lot more people doing crazy stuff like that. But they wanna bash Jada. Oh, she dated her son's friend, and this, everybody got this. What this moral compass coming from when the divorce rate is over 50%, when women have three, two, well, three, four, five baby daddies, and none of them is to take care of that child and passing them along. I know I talked about this yesterday in my live stream. I know I did. I'm going backwards. But people so quick to be so, I'm like, that boy, that man, well, young guy, he 20 something years old. I know he wasn't no 21, 22. He was, I ain't say he was 30 or nothing like that. But even if it's so, even if that was so, why should that? Nobody made no big deal. Ain't nobody got this uproar when men do it. Ain't nobody say a goddamn thing. These young girls, they fast and this, that may be true to some extent. But come on. That didn't make no sense. And people's argument with Jada, they harping about that. They harping about, well, I said, what does that have to do with the fact that Will Smith is a grown ass man? Will Smith, I'm quite sure he got a whole lot of stuff to tell too. Ain't nobody's, nobody. See, when something happens with a man, ain't nobody get mad about nothing. I'm quite sure that if you really want to tell it all, and they tell it all, Will Smith and Dwayne Martin, what's his name, Martin? They will be so best of friends. People, they were rumors They're both, he was effing another man. You know the guy married to Gina. I don't want to say Gina, but that's no. Her ex-husband, they were best of friends. They were like together like glue and paper. But they were doing that, but their relationship was way more than that. It's been said for years about Will Smith and his sexual preferences of the opposite sex and sleeping with another man, particularly that one. Y'all know who I'm talking about. If y'all up in this news, allegedly, let me say that because I want to get sued. You see, get sued. But you know, but see, the thing is, things in Hollywood, people were rallying. People were rallying for a perfect marriage and a black. Oh, it's black love. It's black love, and they use Jada and Will as the prototype of the black love. Yep, Dwayne Martin. That's right, Sally. Now, how somebody is going to come up? How are you going to make that? How is it that you hear that in so many different ways? Even um, Gina, the ex-wife, she alluded to it. If you really listen to her, she alluded to it. She sure did. She sure did. And I'm quite sure, even mm, Jada, even then she's bisexual because she was like, oh, I call Light MC Light. At one point it was said MC Light, but I believe that to be true with MC Light because she was a little bit kind of, because it was MC Light, Queen Latifah, um even Pam. I don't know, they be her, they all like that. They all either they doing swinging in Hollywood, they swingers, or they have a little, but see, that ain't gonna come out. That's why people say about Whitney Houston. Bless her soul, Whitney Houston. And then when she passed away, and then then it was written that they had, that she had a relationship. And I would tell y'all something, but I'm not gonna tell y'all in this setting because I should start a Patreon page and charge $5 if y'all really want to know the inside scoop about certain stuff. That way, because I'm not putting this, I ain't gonna put this information out on here. But it'll make a difference, It really don't. It don't make no difference in these days, this day and age, about people's sexuality. But Will Smith, you know, he living his life, and he ain't gotta say nothing. He ain't gotta say nothing. He's just going to enjoy his life, you know, dodged a bullet. He said, I'm not paying no half. And even if they had no prenup, the fact that when they lived in California, with the laws when it comes to taxes, community property, it's still got to be split 50-50, big down the road. Doop. And I know that because of tax law. So even if they didn't have no prenup, trust me, there's certain states that follows in that rule. So, and California taxes is already crazy off the chain and it's ridiculous anyway. Oh, my back is hurting me. It's ridiculous anyway. Let me see if Walmart Spark is busy. Oop, I still got some orders. I should go out there and do a couple today. I didn't do nothing yesterday. But see, that's what it is. Ain't nobody gonna go through all that divorce and ain't no way. Ain't no way they're gonna say we staying together, because I'm quite sure he discussed that when they got married. That was discussed by his management, his accountant, lawyers about marriage. Trust me, when you worth millions and millions, billions and billions of dollars, that's going to be discussed. That is one thing that's going to be talked about, because a lot of people think prenup. There's many ways of getting around a prenup, but one thing that's going to be discussed before you get married, when you worth that much money, that's gonna be on the table. You know, I'm quite sure Will Smith paid child support to that his ex-wife and paid spousal support for a long time. And when his son Trey, the oldest one, got of age, he ain't had to worry about that no more. He ain't had to worry about that no more. And when Will Smith initially got married to the first wife, he wasn't worth a whole lot of money like that. He was not. He wasn't that big blockbuster movie star when he got married the first time. But it was after the fact, you know. And now that he's 55, he will be 55 November next month. He will, he knows that the economic climate is changing for a lot of these big Hollywood, you know, movie stars or whatever. You know, trust me, they may not be hard up for money, but financially, a lot of them ain't doing as well like they used to. Everything's changed. Music, movies, entertainment, everything. That's why there's that. That's why that strike, that movie strike, the people who get affected with that movie strike are those who are behind the camera, makeup artists, wardrobe people, um, whatever. The more working class people in the industry. They are the ones being writers. They're the ones who's like, oh God, they struggling. That's they struggling. Because here in Atlanta's the Hollywood of the South, I guess if you want to call it. Some people, um, they out of a job until that writer strike. And there's two different types. I don't want to speak about that because I don't know too much about that. They being affected. They not, when they on this strike for that 6 weeks or 2 months now, and I heard that it didn't follow through, or one part of the aspect of that strike fell through. Um, some people had to start looking for a job. Some of them had to start doing gig work. If you didn't put they had to do some gig work, and that's going to lead to my second part of my commentary on this top on my discussion today. Is the state of the gig economy. So, like I said, I may just, go to Barnes and Noble, see if the book's there, sit there, read it, and start reading her book. But she spoke a whole lot of things. That little thing she revealed about the marriage of David separated, see, that is not even, I was like, oh my God, people missing the point. She spoke about mental health and yeah, basically mental health, because she said she was going through have mental health issues. And that was really profound about what she on her tour. But everybody just took that one little thing and just hopped on it. I'm like, man, there was way more beyond that. You know, way more beyond that. She slept with the son's friend, and that's fake. She fake. That whole marriage is fake. No, no, y'all black folks in general, y'all believed in the black Hollywood, black love, and y'all just figured that, you know, oh my God, they separated. Oh my God, you know, they didn't get divorced. They just simply managed to stay together for financial, stay together maybe for initially for the kids, stay together but live separate lives. You know, we can't strive on other people's drama. And why they put it out there and put what out there? That whole interview she's been going on was way beyond Will Smith, and but they separated. People get separated all the time. That ain't new. 50% of people are divorced. Out of people who didn't get divorced, they separated. They said, well, technically that person's still married, but they separated. They ain't seen that other spouse in years or whatever. They didn't just sign off legally separated. That's all. What my father said when he told me it's cheaper to keep her. I never went, and sometimes you have to think about that. It's cheaper to keep her or cheaper to keep him. Why should I get all that money and why give half of my money to someone? Even if you ain't had no prenup. Community state laws in Texas, California, New York, and there's some other ones. I can't think of the others, but you lived in any of those community property states, with prenup or not, half. Bloop, half. And that's how it goes. That's all that was. Prenup or not. But like I said, that's their marriage. And that's her truth. Most of her interviews and that book she wrote was more about her. It was more about, mental health and things of that nature. All that little stuff, y'all missing the point. Y'all missing the whole point. People stay together for whatever reasons, but people want to make a big deal about nothing. Okay, so now I've been on here and talked about her for a whole 57 minutes. Thank y'all for the 8 thumbs up. I much appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Now, the state of the gig economy. I've been on my news reads, it's been popping up a lot of things about tipping, particularly tipping, customer service, how they have these gig workers being filmed on people's camera and they posting it on YouTube, social media about how people are complaining, the gig workers, how they're complaining about um, the whole aspect of tipping. I was like, why that came? I said, how the hell did that become such a big thing? When 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when I first started doing it, um, it's been an issue with the tips. But see, a lot of people weren't, when I first started doing these gig work back in 2016, the summer of 2016 and 2017, when I started doing the gig economy work, I always said from the very beginning, out of 10 customers, you may get a tip 6 out of 10 people. That's always been my, what the hell? I've always said that, you know, oh, somebody cutting grass, half-ass doing anything. All these leaves fall off this tree before I start raking up these leaves because it's starting to turn to fall. It's getting a little chilly, but I'm a mulch up that grass, not grass, leaves, and buy. I need to go to Home Depot and get me a weed eater and a blower. So anyway, let me get back on topic. So more and more people are doing gig work in conjunction with working a part-time job, working a full-time job. it's become more common. More and more people are doing different gig works, especially doing DoorDash. You know, a lot of people eat DoorDash, but then it's getting a little bit ridiculous because not only do these companies expect most people pay to get paid through the tips, they paying less than $1 a mile, paying base pay of $3, whatever the case may be. I don't, it's they get a little bit ridiculous. And I said to myself, the only way how things like that will change is that if people came together from the beginning and started hurting the pockets of these companies, bottom line. But because people were like, well, I need my job. I need, they didn't want to strike. I remember when people wanted to formulate strikes 6 years ago and say we should do a nationwide turn off the app. Well, so that way, you know, so that way they could pay us more money or we get health benefits and we could get this and that or whatever. But it never materialized because at the time, in the beginning, in my opinion, when it was more people of color, I hate to say people of color, but when it was more majority, black folks, Asian, not Asian, black folks, Mexican, Hispanic people were doing more, more of these gig work in the beginning. Um, Nobody interviewed people about it. But when I started reading all these things happening with these complaints of tipping and gig economy work, and I was like, who wrote this? And I was like, okay. But now when everybody started doing these gig jobs, then they want to start. Then there was more of these complaints about the tips. I said it was so many articles, so many new things written about tips, and I'm not talking about people who come on make a YouTube channel talking about it. I'm talking about it was written on. It was I was reading it on CNN, MNBC, and major news outlets started writing little articles about the gig economy because the gig economy has expanded more beyond delivering food and groceries and delivering somebody's fast food, McDonald's or whatever the case may be. It's the gig economy started expanding in everyday type of services. You know, it started going beyond just being an Uber driver and Lyft driver. So then this economy we're entering into is either going to be on demand services or gig work where people are not going to be employees, but they could be independent contractors. But what comes with being an independent contractor or working with the gig economy, oh, let me tell you, oh, once they start seeing the tax revenues go down because a lot of people are coming on here talking about you can write off everything. You can't write off everything. For one thing, there's a limit. I'm curious to know how many people are paying those taxes. Now, the tax deadline was yesterday. The extension of pay, and the extension of file, and the more you see on the Schedule C's where people have to report that income, they're not really paying the estimated taxes, which is supposed to be quarterly. They're trying to wait to the end of the tax year and then try to write it off. The only way that that's going to work, and I'll talk about that in a separate thing, another thing, is that you have a W-2 job where you have taxes taken out. And most of the time, a lot of people who do these 1099 doing these gig work, a lot of people don't really make a whole lot of money, you know. But it's, let's say you make $20,000 doing 1099, Uber, whatever, and you make $20,000. By the time you take the standard deduction, whatever your standard deduction may be, you already in the tax rate of maybe $2,400. That's for single filing a standard deduction of 12,500 or 12,800 or whatever the standard deduction is, minus 20,000, that leaves you 8,000, and then you figure $8,000 of that you pay approximately 1,600, 1,500 in tax for the whole year. Now that's just a rough calculation in my head, but when you factor in the percentage you could write off, it basically boils down to zero. But the thing is that if you never made no estimated tax payments during the quarters, they're gonna you get a penalty. But most people don't really see that penalty because by the time you file your other income and your expenses, and especially if you have some kind of taxes taken out, you'll see it taken out that way. But with the artificial intelligence coming out and the automation, which I'm learning, I started studying before I came on here, and I took a break. But I'm about to do me some gig work. Let me see if it's busy, because sometimes, let me see. Oops, this map is lit up. I need to turn on this app so I could do me some Walmart Smart. All right, so I ain't gonna be here too long. So anyway, that's what I have to say about that. But anyway, thank y'all for the 9 thumbs up. I much appreciate it. And for those who lurking in the background, listening and watching, I much appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I'm going to be taking out my braids out this week. I started taking one out. Let me see. Where is it at? See, I started taking one out. And then after that, I said, nah, I'm not going to finish it. I'm not going to start. So I try to replat it again. But look how much my hair has grown. You can't see it. But all of it, look at the roots. All of it start growing. So I'm going to be taking these braids out in the next couple of days. I may take it out when I'm sitting here one night with y'all on here. But yep, it's time for me to take it out, y'all. And I will be going back to Amazon pretty soon. When I mean soon, I'm talking about sometime in November. Because I take my 4-hour what tests I'm supposed to do, and they will evaluate me and give, some type of test. And it's supposed to be 4 hours. And then from there, they will determine my accommodation, like what type of accommodation that I'm able to do. So, in a brief nutshell regarding my health, I have slight arthritis that's developing, and I'm still suffering with this pain in my feet with the neuropathy, but that's they keep saying, oh, it's diabetes, whatever. I'm still trying to control it in a way, but hopefully, um, I signed up to go back to the gym. It's just strange. I'm not saying it's strange. You know what? I hope this is true. It says my thing is 191, which is pretty good comparing that it used to be, not used to be, it was in the 300 range, 350, 340. No. So I did, what I ate today: oatmeal, strawberries with some almond milk. Hopefully my sugar level stays like that. I don't know. I've been taking my insulin, which I need to record. Dang it. Let me put this thing on. Okay. They gave me two different type of insulin, long and fast. I just took this one. This is long. It's supposed to last me 12 hours or overnight. I just took this before I took before I took the fast one because last night I just went to bed and I didn't even take any insulin at all. So I think it does take a while for it to get used to me in the system. But anyway, hopefully when I go back to the gym at the end of the month, I signed up for Crunch. If y'all saw my little video, I was at the Crunch and Tucker. I signed up for the Cypress sale over the weekend. Initially, it was $9.99 a month, but that's just to go to the gym and use the equipment. But then after that, I went there and I changed it to a $19.99 membership. That's where I get to use the classes. I get to go to all the classes. Now they don't have the schedule out yet, but they have kickboxing and yoga, um, um, Zumba class. They're gonna have all different kind of classes. So I'm looking forward to that. And then they have this heat massage chair, cold massage. I didn't go and took a tour. I should have took a tour and see what it looked like. But I said, no, I'll come back over the weekend and then I'll do a tour. But I should have done a tour to see what. But it looks pretty good. So I said to myself, I want to get back into my walking. Oh, they also have spinning classes. So I guess I will be using my spinning classes while I'm at home and using my weights. Oh, it did. It looked nice. I know. I'm so I miss going out. I miss going to the gym. I miss going working out. I miss being around people and doing things like that. So I'm looking forward to going back to the gym and get myself back moving again. And I know that's going to help my diabetes because it'll help control my sugar levels. I know that's the main component missing. Yeah, eating healthy, but that too. That's the majority. But since I got kicked out of damn Culver's, I didn't get kicked out of Culver's. I walked out of Culver's a couple weeks ago. I opened a burger because I always say don't put no mayo, no ketchup, no nothing. That's and I opened it up. I knew my sugar level was not that low. Now it's going back up to 201. I'll drink me some water. Anyway, so I opened up someone told me to open a burger because it didn't look appealing like it used to be before in the past. So I opened up, I said, I opened it up. It looked like somebody just, ooh, it was so disgusting. I said, no. I said, just look at this. I opened it up and they said half the burger was not cooked. The other half, I would say, if this was been cooked, not frozen, and it's supposed to be cooked on the grill, and it's supposed to be cooked as you order, it should be hot. I was like, mm-mm. Then I told them, make it over. They bring it back. And then it was smashed up looking. I said, excuse me. I said, I want me a friend. We made it already the second time. I said, then give me my money back. And then I'm on the phone talking with somebody. And then I said, you know what? Give me my money back. Because at that point, I don't like when people, they think sabotage and they brought it back and had all smashed up looking like they didn't care. It took me every might have to punch somebody in their fucking face. It really did. Then I'm walking out the door, leaving, and then this fool gonna follow me. I said, first of all, you need to get out of my face. I was already leaving. And then I said some words. I say, you goddamn fucking foreigner. I know a lot of people don't like me talking like this. When I get to this thing, and then this other young girl, she's like, you look like you from I said, bitch, shut up. You know? And he's like, don't come back like he owns Covers. Man, I said, fuck you. Go to fucking hell. And I said, never again. I would never patronize going at Covers. Now, there's other Covers, but I'm not going there no more. And I said to myself, you know what? It probably try to tell me not to eat there. How you gonna sit up in here? I mean, you know how you know somebody did something? How's something supposed to look so fresh? It's supposed to be fresh when you make it, and it looked all smashed up and stuff. I got a picture of it too. I think I took a picture and a little video of it because I sent it to somebody and I was talking to them. I said, what's going on? What happened? What are they talking about? I didn't send me a message from the dentist. I thought they had me an appointment set up. Anyway, so I was like, first of all, I got you on camera. I know I took a picture of that fool. He gonna talk to me like he crazy. So nope, me and Covers is divorced. And it need to be divorced in the first goddamn place because number one, I ain't saying it's the best. I mean, it was good, but nope, 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 never. And I've been stopped eating at McDonald's, even though I did have a breakfast sandwich the other day, a few days ago, because I didn't cook breakfast and I had to go to the doctor's appointment, and I didn't feel like going to Chick-fil-A for a chicken sandwich because I think their prices got ridiculous. But I went to McDonald's and that was disgusting. They was like, how in the world are you charging me 30 cents and this is a meal, which was a drink, hash brown, and a sausage egg biscuit. I was like, so you know what I did? I got me some more tea. I got even though I ain't supposed to be drinking tea like that. And then I went there the other day, yesterday to be exact. I had the cup and I said, "Oh, I'm thirsty." Even though I should have been drinking water, I went right up in there and got me something to drink. Exactly. Exactly. I deleted the app and everything. I don't care if you get free points or nothing. I deleted the app. No more. So I said to myself, can't do it. One of the biggest problems with my budget when it comes to doing my monthly budget, I'm eating out too much unnecessarily. Now I did make me some oxtails and some the other day. I got a video about it. I'm gonna put it together and download it. Y'all will see my little oxtails that I made for Sunday dinner. It was pretty good. And I had me the potato salad that I bought from Publix. So that was a good thing. What? These nuts, you coming on here? Let me show y'all some of this. Look at this. Look at all these crates I had to carry the other day. And look at all these groceries I had to put to the person's house. I had all these groceries, I put it there. Oh, I got all these pictures on here and stuff. Let me delete these pictures. Okay, y'all see this? Look, that's what I made the other on Sunday's dinner: oxtail with some brown rice, and that's potato salad I bought from Publix, Southern style potato salad. See, ain't that delicious? Oh, my back is hurting me. Yep, I can't wait to go to Crunch, start working out again. That should be interesting. Look at this. This is one order that I had over the weekend. Look at that car filled up to the brim. Okay, this is the burger. This is the Culver's burger that I was talking about. Y'all see that? Look at that. I was like, I've eat at Culver's so many times, it ain't never looked like that. All flat looking. And this was the remake. I showed that food. I said, Look at this. I said, give me my money back. I said, give me my money back. These nuts, what you doing anyway? I ain't seen you in a minute, even though I know I haven't been on here as much either. Now look at this video, y'all. This is me at Culver's. This is another day. And look at that. That man walk up in there with that dog all up in the restaurant, all up in the Culver's. And I showed you a sign on my other video about the people walking in with animals at the Publix, unless it's a service animal. People walk up in there with their dog up in the restaurant. And let me tell you, when I send this email to whoever owns this Culver's, I'm gonna forward that video to him to show him. And the reason why I'm gonna show it is because y'all didn't see in the other part of the video how the dog almost went behind the counter and they sat up there, ain't say nothing. Now he came in after our order. Now this is not the same incident with the burger incident. This is another day. So I said, you know what? I like dogs, I like cats, but he walked. People are acting so damn entitled that you could bring your dog into a fast food place or any restaurant for that matter. If it's a service dog, I could understand it. The reason why service dogs are not an issue because one, they do what they're supposed to do, help the person if they're blind or whatever the case may be. But service dogs are very well trained to the point where they're not gonna bark, jump on people, go behind counters, they don't do nothing like that. But people just walk up there and bring their dog all up in the place. Like he couldn't order that food to do the drive through. Like you couldn't keep the dog in the car and order your food on your car. You gonna bring the dog inside. Dog wasn't there. The dog was the dog even on the leash? Let me see. I don't even think so. Look at this. See, this is what I said. No pets allowed. Here come people bringing in. I'm gonna put this video. I'm gonna put this video together and put this as a short video. I didn't take a close up video because I was like, all kind of crazy stuff. All kind of crazy. I came and inquire about. Hey, this is a vendor fair in my HOA community. And these are some of the companies that are out here. This one called All Good Eating. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Let me go. I did a little bit of studying before I did anything. I chatted with y'all an hour and 25 minutes, so it's way over my time. And then I'm going to go. First of all, these nuts, I ain't asked for your opinion. And don't you think I knew that already? How you going to keep me in line? You didn't even keep yourself in line. Stop playing with my emotions. If you want to be my woman, you got to do better than that. And besides, me drinking sweet tea, and I don't drink tea every day, so let's make that clear. And number two, I could still drink tea. I could drink herbal tea. I could drink tea with no sugar. I'm quite sure if I looked at your eating habits, it probably would not be all that good either. But, anyways, there's a whole lot more worse drinking tea than most people drink alcohol and beer. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink beer. I don't smoke. I don't do none of those crazy stuff. So, anyways, thank y'all for coming on. I might be coming on later today, later tonight. I don't know. Depends how I feel. I need to buy me a SIM card because I bought me a dash cam camera, but then I said, dang it, what's the point of getting a camera if I ain't got the SID card. So I gotta go on Amazon. Maybe I could buy that Walmart. No, I won't buy no Walmart. You probably ain't got squat at Walmart. I could buy me a SIM card. I need to buy me a SIM card. Did y'all see when my camera dash cam I bought? I'm gonna buy it. I bought it. It's in my car. So let me go. I'm gonna do me some Spark. See if I can get me some good orders. Oh, you did see it? I'm trying to figure out is that the dash cam I could use to download on my YouTube? I don't know. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling it's not. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Well, I didn't buy really so much to. Oops, I got paid from Spark. Let me see how much money I got in Spark in my branch account. Okay. I'm almost at my goal. 10 almost at my goal. 75, 26, and 20 cents. All I need is I need to get $10,000 in my branch so I could do my remodel for my house. I'm not gonna do big. I'm gonna do first repairs. Once I do the repairs, I could try to paint um the little stuff, like the small little rooms. And then I could upgrade these toilets and try to upgrade these old ass sinks and mirrors. This house is 30 years old and it's like 1992, 96 fixtures. Even the doorknobs need to be changed. These ugly gold looking doorknobs, they look all old looking. So I need to buy several doorknobs, upgrade the sinks. I have real wood cabinets in the kitchen, but someone said these are real wood. And so I was like, they said you could strip this and paint it. So I wonder if so I'm gonna try to do that myself. Yeah, I don't know. I got so much stuff to do. It's ridiculous. I wish some of y'all could know how to do some handiwork. I'll ask y'all to come to Georgia, visit me to help me. I'll put you up in a cocktail room somewhere. I wish I knew someone who'd do it, but I can't. I have so much problems trusting people these days that when I try to get somebody, the first thing they come out their mouth is, "We want 50%." I'm not gonna give you 50% of the job when you ain't put no one nail in the cork in the not one nail. You know, I said, "Shoot, I'll buy the supplies. I'll buy the supplies." You know, but I'm not giving you 50% of my money just to just to turn around and run off with it. Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, no way, no way, no how. And then I heard that Home Depot and Lowe's they hire these third party contractors, but they have a markup of 35%. So you probably can you too. I have looked at it on YouTube of how you could do it. I really have. I looked at so many videos, even how to do drywall. I looked up that video, and a lot of stuff is not that hard. I mean, I'm not gonna mess with electricity. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not gonna mess with plumbing. Those are two things you require a license. Those two things I'm not doing. But everything else, or how to install carpet. Now I could cut up carpet, but that was a struggle because I only did, that's a struggle. So a lot of times it's about time and it's about um being patient and doing stuff. Oh yeah, I know how to do that. Well, I don't know how to do it. I could do that. I could do the painting and to change the doorknobs and probably scrape, update those cabins and just replace the inside of the cabinets. I know there's things to do. I just need to I need to focus on one thing. I'm keep jumping around. One thing I need to do is declutter. Declutter and throw out stuff I don't need in this house. One thing is that I don't have a whole bunch of junk. Boy, when I be driving around and people have their garage open, ooh, some people got their garage packed to the till. You can't even go in the garage. I thought I was bad. I'm not bad like in terms of stuff piled up. I drove by one person's house. Everything was filled up from the top to the bottom. You couldn't even get in the garage. You couldn't even. I was like, how the world did they put all that stuff in there? I mean, it wasn't. At least I could go into my garage, open it up, and I just have, stuff. I just have things on the floor, and I need to throw out some of those things too, or I need to donate it. But I have a lot of stuff, not to the point like what I've been seeing. It was pilled. It was like, ooh, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I said they had that stuff built. I mean, they had not 1 inch of space to get in the garage. I was like, how they do that? How did they do that? And it wasn't. It was quite a few garages like that. That I see, then on Saturdays, particularly, I driving around. I see people in the garage. They got they just throwing stuff out or just throwing. People had yard sales all over the place. I need to do a yard sale. I need to go right up in there that curve, put all those stuff out. I got things that's brand new. Matter of fact, shoot, that spinning bike need to be going right outside because I was like, God dang, Charlie been on that spinning bike more than me. But I need to clamp her down. I really do. But first thing I need to do is declutter. I need to throw out stuff. I need to donate things. There's a lot of stuff I need to do. I have a computer that a company gave me. They didn't give it to me. I was supposed to work for Maximus, and then when the contract was over, they gave me the computer after the fact. And I said, I don't see where you return it. They ain't saying that. It's been 4 years now. I still got that Dell computer, brand new monitor, brand new computer, everything in a box. If I don't hear nothing from them, I say, anybody wants a Dell computer, let me know. Email me, tsmallwood68@gmail.com. If you need a monitor, computer monitor, let me know too. I got me one, two, three, four monitors. Four. I think it's four. I know I got three for sure. Brand new. One was given to me from TurboTax. It was a gaming monitor. They only give you one every 2, 3 years. So then I had another monitor, which is smaller. But then I know I got one monitor. Yeah, I got four monitors. So I need to get rid of them. I don't want to get rid of them. I don't want to go and give them no damn goodwill. So they just gonna turn around and make money off of it. I'm gonna try to see if I put it on some site, Get Up app, and then anybody locally, they have to meet me at the police station up the street, and then they could buy it from me. I ain't gonna. But if any one of y'all, if I can't get rid of them, anybody needs a monitor, let me know. I'm gonna look and see if that computer. I know the computer works, but I wonder if it's programmed to that company's site. Because if it's not, I have a Dell computer. Because I want to buy me a laptop. I want to buy me another. I have another laptop, but I'm gonna see if it's gonna work. I'm gonna go someplace like Panera today. I'm not gonna buy nothing from Panera. I'm just gonna sit there, see if my laptop work is old, but I want to buy me a laptop. I don't know if I should buy one from Walmart. Hmm, I don't want to buy nothing from Amazon. Please don't mention that on Amazon because I don't trust buying electronic stuff from Amazon. But anybody got a suggestion? Let me know in the next 2 minutes before I go. Should I buy me a laptop computer from Walmart? Yes or no? And it's only like $200, $300 that I saw. I just need one so I could take it with me when I go out and about so I could do my studying because I realize me studying at home is too distracting. And I could always go to the bookstore, library. I don't want to use the computer library at the library. I want my own laptop. So what do you think I should buy? Should I buy a laptop computer from Walmart? Yes or no? Come on in the room and tell me yes or no. And then I've got to go. I'll give y'all one more minute. Did these nuts? No suggestions? Or better yet, my birthday's next month. It'd be nice for y'all to buy me a laptop. You could buy me one. Just chip in. No, I'm not gonna do that. Look at the reviews. Yeah, no. But should I buy one from Walmart? It's not what type of computer, but should I buy one? Look at the reviews of what? On Walmart? I'm talking about looking what reviews site I should look at to buy a computer. And it ain't like there's a whole lot of places you could buy stuff online. It's either people running to go to Amazon. And the only reason why I'm not particular about buying on Amazon because those are third party companies. How many people really how many people really do reviews on Walmart? I wonder. All right, y'all. Let me go. It's at one. It's 1:26, and I'm trying to do. Let me see if it's busy because sometimes it's slow. Yeah, dang it, it's slowing down. It ain't gonna pick up again until 2, 3, 4, 4 o'clock. All right, y'all. I guess I'll talk to y'all later. Maybe I'll do a live stream when I go to Walmart and see what the computers look like, and then I could y'all could shop with me because I'm gonna see if this old laptop I got. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to the library. They got a brand new library in Snellville. I'm gonna see if that laptop still looks still. I ain't gonna say still good, but I had it for a while. But I want to see something. If it still runs, I'm gonna still use the old one. If not, I'll treat myself to a new laptop. That's what I'll do. All right, I'm about to go. These nuts, you could text me or email me. Sally, nice seeing you again. Dorian, I'll talk to you later. Who else on here? Or who was on here? Sharky, nice seeing you too. All right, let me go. I guess I'll talk to y'all later. See ya. We got something in common.